In this video, we will discuss about the structure of cell membrane, otherwise known as the plasma membrane. All living organisms are made with the cells, and these cells are enclosed with the cell membrane, otherwise known as the plasma membrane. Yeah, it is the cell membrane, otherwise called as the plasma membrane. Plasma membrane is the phospholipid bilayer with integral as well as the peripheral proteins and separate the cell's internal content from its surroundings environment. That means this plasma membrane that forms the boundaries for the cell and that separates the internal content from the environment. Then scientists work on the structure of the plasma membrane effectively after the arrival of the electron microscope as well as after knowing the biochemical analysis of the red blood cells. As for the initial analysis, scientists propose that the plasma membrane is with the lipids and these lipids are arranged as the bilayer. So here the bilayer means in two layers the lipids are arranged. The two layers are, we can see the one layer lipid layer and one more layer is present here. That means scientists assume that this plasma membrane is nothing but lipid bilayer. Molecules present in the lipid bilayer, they are usually with the hydrophilic polar head regions, hydrophilic polar head regions and hydrophobic tail region. Yeah, this is the hydrophobic non-polar tail regions. So coming to the definition of this particular hydrophilic polar regions. Here this hydrophilic means the molecule with the ability to bond with the water molecules. So it, commonly we call it as the water loving. Coming to the hydrophobic. This hydrophobic can be defined as means the molecule that does not have the ability to bond with the water. Usually it is called as the water heating property of the molecule. So the molecules present in this lipid layer usually they are with the hydrophilic polar head regions as well as the hydrophobic non-polar tail regions. These hydrophilic polar head regions they are present towards the outer side. And coming to the hydrophobic non-polar tail regions, these hydrophobic non-polar tail regions they are present towards the inner side or inner part of the plasma membrane, so that to protect this hydrophobic, because as these are the water heating molecules, water heating side of the molecule. So here now these are present inward, that means inner part of the plasma membrane, and the main aim is to protect the hydrophobic region from the aqueous environment. This is the lipid bilayer. In this bilayer, if you take one molecule, then these are with hydrophilic head region and as well as the hydrophobic tail region. So here this hydrophilic head region is present towards the external side, that means aqueous side, and in from the other layer also aqueous side is present towards the cytosol. These head regions are present towards the aqueous side, and the tail regions from the both the layers they are present inwards. Later scientists found the presence of the proteins as well as carbohydrates in the case of plasma membrane. So coming to these proteins, so these proteins can be classified based on the ease of extraction. Based on the ease of extraction, usually these proteins can be divided into peripheral proteins as well as the integral proteins. Here this peripheral proteins means the proteins which are present at the membrane. Coming to the meaning of this peripheral protein. Protein at the plasma membrane's surface either on its exterior or interior side. So these peripheral proteins are present on the surface of the membrane. And coming to the another variety of the protein, that is the integral protein. Then coming to the definition for this integral protein. Coming to the meaning of this integral protein. So this is the protein that is integrated into the membrane structure and interacts extensively with the membrane's lipids, hydrocarbon chains, and often spans the membrane. That means to the membrane these are present. These integral proteins are partially or totally buried into the plasma membrane. Yeah, here we can observe that the complete structure of the plasma membrane here. Then plasma membrane is the lipid bilayer, and the presence of the proteins also we can observe here. Two kinds of the proteins are present. The proteins which are present on the surface of the plasma membrane are known as the peripheral membrane proteins, and the proteins either partially or completely buried or integrated into the membrane is known as the integral membrane proteins, either partially or completely buried into the membrane. These are the integral membrane protein. So in addition to these lipids as well as the proteins, we can see the presence of the glycoproteins. These glycoproteins are nothing but the combination of carbohydrates and the proteins. Glycoproteins, this combination of carbohydrates and proteins also observed here. Glycoproteins are present as well as glycolipids are also present in the plasma membrane. These glycolipids are the molecules, nothing but the combination of carbohydrates and the lipids. So these are the major components of the cell membrane. They are the lipids, proteins as well as the carbohydrates. In the case of lipids, lipid bilayer. In this bilayer, the molecule is with hydrophilic polar head region as well as the hydrophobic non-polar tail regions. And mainly in the case of these lipids also, phosphoglycerides are the major components in the case of this lipid layer. And the proteins, the based on the ease of the extraction, usually these proteins can be peripheral as well as integral proteins. Peripheral proteins are present on the surface of the plasma membrane, while the integral proteins, they are partially or completely buried into the plasma membrane. And the carbohydrates also present on the plasma membrane as with as a glycoprotein as well as a glycolipids. Then coming to the composition, that amount of this percentage of these proteins with respect to the lipids and other components that differs from cell to cell. For example, in the case of protein and lipid ratio in the case of RBC is 52 or 40%. Structural model proposed by the scientist. And the most accepted model is the fluid mosaic model. Art consisting of a design made with small pieces of colored stone or glasses. Usually, in the case of our houses, also we observe the mosaic flooring. That means here in this mosaic flooring, we can see that the different colored stones. So, in the same way, different components present in the plasma membrane. The meaning of this fluid mosaic model is that fluid mosaic model describes the a plasma membrane's structure as a mosaic of components, including the phospholipids, cholesterols, proteins, glycoproteins, and glycolipids. Here, the meaning of this glycoprotein is the sugars attached to the proteins, and the glycolipids means that sugars attached to the lipids. And this fluid mosaic model of plasma membrane proposed by the Singer and Nicholson. And as per this fluid mosaic model, this cell membrane is with quasi-fluid nature of lipids. Cell membrane is with the quasi-fluid nature of the lipid. Then what this quasi-fluid nature of lipid means? Partially they are a liquid and partially solid. So because of this quasi-fluid nature of lipids, that enables the lateral movement of proteins within the overall bilayer. And this lateral movement of these proteins can be measured as its fluidity. And means here the membrane fluidity is the viscosity of the lipid bilayer of the cell membrane. And this quasi fluid nature of lipid that is essential for the happening of this cell growth as well as intercellular junction formation, the secretions from the cell, endocytosis, and all these cell divisions. All these functions are enabled due to the quasi fluid nature of the lipid bilayer. Now moving on to the functions of this plasma membrane. Mainly these functions of this plasma membrane is determined by the semi-permeable nature of the plasma membrane. The semi-permeable nature means the membrane that allows only certain solids to pass through it. Not all the molecules are passing through the plasma membrane. Selectively, the membrane is allowing certain solid molecules to pass through it. So that is called as the semi-permeable nature of the plasma membrane. Depends on its semi-permeable nature. So coming to the functions, mainly these are involved in the transportation of the solid molecules. In some cases, some molecules freely move without spending any energy, and that process is called as the passive transport. Yet to precisely define what is meant by this passive transport, this is a method of transporting materials through a membrane that does not require energy. If any molecules are passing through the plasma membrane without spending energy, then that is called as the a passive transport. So the passive transport like a neutral solutes by a simple diffusion. So neutral solutes without any charge. So they are passing through the plasma membrane by a process called simple diffusion. Here the diffusion means passive transport process of low molecular weight materials according to its concentration gradient. So movement of the neutral solute molecules by simple diffusion along concentration gradient. Here the concentration gradient means area of high concentration adjacent to an area of low concentration through a cell membrane. So here are some molecules, they pass through the plasma membrane freely without spending energy, called a passive transport, like neutral solute molecules by a process called simple diffusion. So these molecules move along with the concentration gradient through the cell membrane. When water molecules also pass through the cell membrane by simple diffusion from its high concentration to its low concentration, that by a process called as the osmosis. Here the osmosis means transport of water through its semi-permeable membrane according to the water concentration gradient across the membrane that results from the presence of a solute that cannot pass through the membrane. Then other a mode of transportation of the molecules. Other molecules they move across the membrane by spending some amount of energy, and this process is called as the active transport, and this active transport can be defined as method of transporting materials that require energy. So active transport is a method of transporting materials across the plasma membrane by spending a certain amount of energy. So molecules like ion molecules, they move across the plasma membrane by spending some amount of energy against the concentration gradient. Against the concentration gradient, the molecules are moving. So examples for this kind of active transport is the sodium as well as the potassium pumps. Here we can see that the molecules are moving against the concentration gradient. Here we can see that the molecules are moving against the concentration gradient. Usually transport of polar molecules, they cannot, that means polar molecules means the charged molecules. So due to the presence of the hydrophobic non-polar region in the plasma membrane, so due to the presence of the hydrophobic non-polar tail regions in this plasma membrane, usually these polar molecules they cannot pass through this non-polar lipid bilayer. So that's why they need the presence of the carrier protein molecules to pass through it. This is all about the structure and the model as well as the functions related to the plasma membrane.